What is up everybody, how is it going? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today let's talk about the future of World of Tanks. Sounds interesting, I believe, sounds fairly intriguing. So let's talk about what Wargaming is thinking about doing in World of Tanks in the near future and in the distant future. And big shout out to my buddy Harkonnen from the dailybounce.net blog, who did a lot of work lining up and picking the most relevant answers from the World of Tanks Q&A, Gamescom Q&A session with World of Tanks design director Andrey Biletskiy, or Biletskiy, however you have to pronounce it. All those answers and all those key points, cliff notes are from that interview, from that Q&A session, so it is as legit as it gets. So guys, without further ado, let's jump right into the action. Let's dive into those points. And first point. Wargaming is planning to bring back almost all of the old maps, except the legacy ones and problematic ones, for example Komarin. Yes, I remember Komarin was super problematic, many battles ended with a draw, it was super campy, super camp heavy map with tank destroyers and artilleries especially. It had one island in the middle with only 2 entries, it had many exit points but only 2 entries, so normally, yes, this battle or battles on Komarin ended with a draw or crazy action in the final 2 minutes, and even after that sometimes it ended with a draw. So I really do not miss Komarin, but all in all this is really good point. We are going to receive some new maps, completely new maps, and almost all of the old maps are coming back eventually. Really nice. Making new maps from the scratch is not easy. Andrey also said that it takes roughly 19 months of working man-hours to create a single map that includes prototypes. 19 months. This can be 19 months only if one guy is working on the one and only map. If 5 guys are working on one map, then I would say 3 to 4 months. Is this how it works? I hope so at least, otherwise that number is quite ridiculous. With the release of Update 1.0, Wargaming has been constantly working on fixing the disappearing shots. At least they know that this is an issue, and these tend to occur when they were transferring millions of solid rigid objects into HD maps. The issue happens when the rigid object is hit in an unexpected or odd angle, making the shell disappear or hit something invisible. Yes, we have many positions like that still left in the game. I have submitted, I would say, at least 7 or 8 positions to Wargaming, and 4 or 5 of them has been fixed. So there is still some work to do, but at least they are working on it. Good. Moving on, there are plans to continue reworking the game UI, for example the Tech 3.1. This is planned to happen before new nations are added to the game. I guess nothing happens before Polish Tech 3 because this one is behind the doors already, knocking, can you hear it? It should be here in the next few days, I would say so. I think so at least. So guys, get ready for Polish tanks. Is anyone hyped about Polish nation overall? Let me know in the comments down below. But guys, is this a little Easter egg over here? Nothing is going to happen before Polish nation, but Andrey said this is planned to happen before new nations are added to the game. New nations. Are we going to receive many more nations besides Polish one? How many? What nations? So many questions. Interesting, intriguing. But talking about the Tech 3 UI, yes please, you can rework it as you please. For some nations at the moment it is super messy. Like for German vehicles, for Soviet vehicles it is kinda messy, so it needs some reworking. It needs something refreshing in my opinion. Next up, let's talk about SPGs. There are no plans to introduce new SPG branches. This is mainly because players hate them. Wargaming doesn't want to add more toxicity. Sounds good, nice. But no plans whatsoever to remove SPG from the game. Well, for me it is quite obvious. Whoever says that they should remove SPG from the game, you better wish for something else. You can either wish for that it is going to rain gold or something like that. It is more likely, because they are never going to do that. simply because SPG has such a huge player base. Wargaming would lose such a big player base. There are many players who are only playing with SPGs. There are many players who have spent the real money and a lot of time grinding out SPGs, and Wargaming doesn't want to risk with that hate train, doesn't want to face that hate train for sure. And about SPGs, they also said that they are looking into further limiting SPGs per battle. No details yet. Really good information, really good news. Hopefully at least down to 2 SPGs per battle. Perfection would be 1 SPG in 1 battle. That would be awesome. But we'll see. Now let's switch the topic. British light vehicles are confirmed to come soon. And Harkonnen also added, with the introduction of wheeled vehicles, I believe they will be introduced mid-2019. I know Wargaming received a lot of information about those wheeled vehicles, so no reason not to introduce them. And Wargaming is also looking into Swedish light vehicles, no further details at the moment. So many more light tanks to come. I enjoy light tanks, one of my favorite classes in this game at the moment. British light vehicles are confirmed, and they are looking into Swedish light tanks. Yeah, Swedish Tech 3 could use some light tank action for sure. Moving on, wheeled vehicles will have a new mechanism that can retract some set of wheels, but not all of them. For example, the Panhard EBR 2 central set of wheels can be retracted or deployed. This will change how the vehicle maneuvers. I think this will change how it accelerates, and thinking about World of Tanks, maybe this makes your climbing a lot better. Maybe you can do some crazy stuff that way. Can't wait, I really cannot wait for those wheeled vehicles. Me personally, I am really excited about all the light tanks, all the wheeled vehicles and stuff like that. And of course, less artillery in every single battle is always nice. And by the way, the next point actually is vehicles with all wheels deployed will move faster but will not turn as quickly. So this is how it is going to affect its maneuverability. Moving on, wheeled vehicles will be classed as light tanks and will start at mid-range from tier 5 to tier 10. This is what I anticipated as well in my first preview episode. The reason for this is, according to Wargaming, armored cars from 30s and 40s were not meant to fight versus tanks. And Harkonnen added, if this is their reason, in my opinion, this is stupid. There are plenty of armored cars that could be matched against low-tier tanks. Well, you are not wrong over there, because we have so many lightly armored tanks in tier 1, in tier 2, in tier 3 even. Maybe not so much in tier 4, because in tier 4 we actually have quite a few nasty and heavily armored tanks. Because wheeled vehicles, they will have worse firepower and view range when compared to the light tanks. This is our next point, by the way. This will make it hard for them to survive 1 versus 1 versus light tank. Speed and maneuverability will be their advantage if used correctly. They are meant for aggressive scouting. Okay, suicide scouting is back in action. Because just think about all those city maps where scouting means nothing. All those wheeled tanks, if you do not have firepower on city maps like Ensk, Himmelsdorf, Paris. Okay, on Paris you actually have some spotting to do, but on many city maps, rip those wheeled tanks. They are going to excel only on Malinovka, Prokhorovka. Well, we actually have quite a few scouting maps after 1.0, so this is not going to be such a big problem, because I would say we have more scouting maps than city maps in this game, and on some city maps like on Runeberg you can actually do some scouting, but not too much. So yeah, I don't know, man. I am still super excited, and I cannot wait for them. Wheeled vehicles will be harder to stop. They will still be able to move with some of the wheels knocked out of action, but won't move as fast. Okay, so no tracking, no completely tracking wheeled vehicles. This is really important. This is extremely good perk to have. When light tank gets tracked, double tracked, rip. It doesn't have enough HP. Most likely those wheeled vehicles, they are going to have even less HP. I would imagine so, simply because you cannot completely stop them. unless you knock out the engine, of course. So we'll see. And moving on, the first wheeled vehicle will not be a premium tank. Okay, I do not know what you think about that. The new branch will most likely start from patch at 12T. Okay, this is a really big hint actually, guys. So maybe you would like to uncheck your Accelerate Crew training from patch at 12T, and maybe you would like to start completing your daily doubles. Just in case. Nothing official, most likely from patch at 12T. But please do not kill me if it doesn't. I am going to complete my daily doubles as well from now on with patch at 12T. And all in all, how to describe wheeled vehicles, aggressive scouts that are hard to stop. That is it. They will be tested on Sandbox first before they're released into the live server. Wargaming is worried that wheeled vehicles might be pesky and annoying in the battle, or annoying in the battle. Most definitely. I can guarantee that already. Those guys are going to be extremely annoying, especially on open maps. So you do not have to be afraid or worried this is going to happen, but do I mind it? I don't know. If they do not have that crazy firepower, I actually really do not mind it. You still have to work your ass off to get good assistance, good damage battles. Next up, flamethrower tanks are very unlikely to ever come to random battles, but they could possibly be introduced in a PvE mode, for example. PvE mode? Another kinda Easter egg from that little Q&A session, maybe. But flamethrower tanks in this game, well, they have nothing to do in the random battles. So I completely understand, but PvE mode in this game sounds weird, but kinda interesting. I don't know, we'll see. Frontline mode will return soon. At the moment, Wargaming is trying to further improve the performance on low-spec PCs, and they are also planning some changes in the economy side of the mode. Hopefully, credit income is not going to suffer hardcore, otherwise this mode is not going to be played that often. Next up, a mod to change the garage won't come soon, but it is confirmed. So you are able to change your garage in the game without using any third-party mods. 3D customization is a high priority at the moment. This is what they said. There are also plans to introduce new perks of having a premium account, and they might come very soon. Harkonnen also added that I and other CCs have talked about this several times with Wargaming. Some interesting stuff was proposed, and I think overall it will add a lot of value for money into having a premium account. So more perks, besides more credits, more experience, and some other perks on the top of what we already have. And finally, Wargaming is close to having a possible solution for premium ammunition. It will bring great changes to HESH and hopefully fix the issue with Type 5 Heavy. But no more information about that. More penetration, less damage. Or less damage and more penetration. No AG premium rounds. HESH, how are you going to fix HESH? Please do not touch my HESH. I love my HESH. Why you HESH to be mad? It's one of my designs that you can pick up from Beast Mod Care Store. Link in the description. Nice little advertisement for the end of the episode. Sorry for that, but this is the way to support my channel. But ladies and gents, this was Q&A session with World of Tanks design director Andrey Biletskiy. Many interesting topics were discussed, some Easter eggs here and there, like even more nations and PV mode maybe, and some other things. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section down below. Let's get a little discussion going. Let's have some, let's have a party in the comment section. You guys are epic, stay awesome, sexy, take care, and bye.